Auw! Holy fuck! Ik had het altijd in games, dat mobs altijd zo godsgruwelijk goed schieten. En die heal die is zo godsgruwelijk fucking langzaam, hè. Oh, blind en ik mis hem gewoon keihard. What the fuck? Echt, godverdomme. Waarom hebben ze die bugs nog niet gefixt? Het is gewoon irritant op normal. Betere wapens kan ik nog niet hebben. Betere armor kan ik nog niet hebben. Oh, ze schiet gewoon door zijn hoofd. Oké, whatever. Ster. Dan had ik heel veel geluk dat die eerste granaat van haar er zoveel kilde volgens mij. Nou, dat was het. Oh, ik kan het zeggen. Nou wel, was het net niet waar, maar die kist daar maakte een hoop goed.
Wow, you put those marauders in the dirt quicker than the masked marketeer. Teach me your ways. Only only the most dashing champion of private enterprise ever to don a mask. Until I get my start, that is. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
Oh ja.
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Stand and deliver! Always wanted to say that.
Okay. Oké, waarom ben ik nu in één keer encumbered? Medium tech. Oeh. Oh, wacht, tech. Dat hoeft nog niet eens. Maar dat kan wel voor haar eventueel. Oh, wacht. Dus... Ja, dat is wel hoger. Ja, mag jij die aan? Ik wil niet 20 van dezelfde te hebben. Ik pak gewoon nog alles op. Oh, nou ben ik niet meer encumbered. Oh, dat komt dus door die granaat of zo. Ja, laten we maar eerst even die quest in gaan leveren. Ik kan meteen ook mijn inventory weer even legen.
I've never... Something to report? We pay by the finger. What do you have for me? Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me? Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus.
Okay.
You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
Oh.
Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy. Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too much adrenatime. That'll do a number on your brain matter. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
Ja, zo kun je jezelf natuurlijk ook indekken. Laten we in ieder geval even naar buiten lopen. Oh, wacht. Kantina. En ons toch.
I'm not.
Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this.
Absolutely. I'll keep my hands in my pockets. I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Music to my ears.
Cel junk, zo. Even kijken. Weaponmods hebben al verschillende. Repair all equipped, zo. %31% discount zit ondertussen op. Lekker. Hack plus 5. Domination. Intimidation. Zo. Dan gaan we eens eerst met hun praten. Voordat we terug naar dingen gaan. We zijn die outpost even praten voordat we naar stroomcentrale gaan.
Nicely done.
Du.
Move along, stranger. You don't want any trouble.
Je zegt dat ik trouble...
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
Weet je dat heel zeker?
Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some of my camp wandering out for another. You want to try standing outside in the heat, keeping your sights open for the next marauder raid? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. Thank the Eternal. Wait, Marauder Camp? Is she all right? Queen of the Marauders, huh? That's what comes of watching serials. Rots your gray. If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some Marauders on the way, I'd be much obliged.
Okay.
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. I'll tell you what I can. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. What is it?
Da, 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 da.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Ja, naar buiten, volgens mij wel, hè. Maar de zaak ligt open.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Not much of a chance, no. Mind if I ask why you're interested? Zoe's living with marauders? Yeah, that sounds like the sort of sideways, brat-brained plan Zoe'd come up with. Yeah, it could be you're telling the truth. Or maybe you're trying to wheedle me into relinquishing my only copy of the Masked Marketeer. It's a collector's edition after all. Yeah, you're probably right. A true fan would have displayed a gleam in their eye upon hearing the words collector's edition. Here you go, latest copy of the Masked Marketeer. Tell Zoe we're all waiting on her. Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Niet heel interessant qua armor. Niks aan de hand.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
Model spaceship. Ooh.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon. but it's been cleaned. No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
Special fertilizer? Oh god.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Mwah, ja.
Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Dat dacht ik al.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Ja, maar dat klinkt aan de andere kant ook een beetje fout.
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Ja, dat is mij al meer opgevallen.
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
En weer level up. Even kijken, we hadden het straks hierin geduwd. Hier nog 6 bij doen, dan zit ik in ieder geval op de 60. Ik krijg daar natuurlijk een aantal dialogues. Zo. Even kijken, wat voor perks zouden we nog meer in de beeld zitten. Toughness, resilient. Slow the world. Dat is resilient. Vijf base armor. Ah. Misschien dat geeft in ieder geval wel wat meer overlevingsmogelijkheden. Zo, laat me dat even pakken. Even kijken als het goed is. Oh ja, ik moet even terug daarin. Even kijken of ik Zoe mee terug kan nemen. Even kijken of we hier nog meer hebben.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town. Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads.
Volgens mij heb ik er al een paar gevonden, als ik me goed herinner.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one? Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
Dan moeten we er nog eentje.
What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go. Mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... oh, this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Even kijken, waar was die derde? 1, 2... This one is in a local community center and the other one used to be in the town of Edgewater. Een community center heb ik. Cannery heb ik. De andere zou dan nog in town zijn. Cannery inderdaad. Oké. Hij ligt te slapen, dan ja, ik gewoon je hele huis leeg. No problem. Dun, 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 dun. Nou, even kijken. We hadden weer een helm. Is dat een interessante helm? Even kijken voor Zoe. Ik denk dat ook de Marauders dan alweer teruggespawned zijn, gok ik. Ik heb sowieso daar een paar staan, zie ik. Zo, alles dood. En we leefden inderdaad wat langer nu we die armor upgrade hebben.
Nice.
Ik zie nog geen marauders. Auw.
where I wouldn't do for a Wentworth. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. So, you tracked me down just to gab about the mass marketeer? I am impressed. I see what's going on here. I'm being bribed. Well, it's working. I can't say no to my favorite cereal. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Nou, kijk, weer een missie compleet. Oh, dan moeten we ook daar nog even inleveren. Doen we dat meteen. Dan lopen we daarna naar de powercentrale. Oeps, verkeerde knop.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Oh, wacht, we moeten nog dingen zoeken. Dat derde boek. Die. Doe wel even googelen. Oh, dat is een geothermal plant. Oké. Goed dat we het even opgezocht hebben. Anders was ik hier door het hele dorp heen aan het zoeken. Maar dat verklaart dat ik hem nog niet had, want daar zijn we nog niet echt geweest. Wel mooi weer afsluiten. Dan zoek ik hem zo wel. Ja, dan moeten we dus die volume 3 vinden. We moeten hier die Logicom module vinden, geloof ik dat was. En dan een keuze maken met wat we doen met stroom.
The control room should be off to the right.
Vending machine. Oh, kijk. Die bewaren we even.
I hope we're doing the right thing.
Zo. Oh, krap. Oeps. Oh, verkopen, niet kopen. Stommerik dat ik ben. ...19 van 140 in gebruik. Oef.
system.
En volgens mij zijn we in ieder geval bij de controle room.
Easy.
Nou, unlock office door. Daar beginnen we mee.
Don't mess with us.
Daar zijn we vanaf gekomen. We daar naar beneden. Is dit al om de keuze te maken? Nee, toch? Oh ja, wacht maar even. Dat kan ik even niet doen. Hier eens even de rest van het plan bekijken.
Great work.
Ja.
Oh, sweet.
Als je halt gaat zeggen, dan ga je ook sterven.
Okay, going quiet.
Dat was niet heel interessant daar.
Unexpected. Performing self-diagnostics complete. It's not the best choice.
Jeremy.
All systems fully operational. Return. Hostile actions towards spacers in compliance with. Affirmative.
Oké. Veel plezier, jongen. Waar zat dat? Boodschapje, hè? Oh, staat niet bij waar dat hij het gelaten heeft. Chester's pascode.
You're not real.
Waarom zou het niet echt zijn?
You're not real. You're not real. You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram. Most people? But I'm the only one left. No. Remember your first rule, Higgins. No arguing with the Phantoms. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Clearly, I mistook you for one of the phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
Okay.
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
Okay.
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer.
Oh yeah.
I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module.
Okay.
The tail. Definitely. Jimmy'd opened the vent. Mechanicals lost their I was on cleaning duty.
Ah, daar is volume 3. Gevonden. Hebben we dat in ieder geval. De logical module zal in de security office zijn. Workbench.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Even kijken, want daar kunnen we repareren. Laten we dat eerst even doen. Damn. Tinker. Die sniper. Kan ik daar iets mee? Gaat de damage omhoog. Zo. Oh wacht, ik moest een modifier hebben. Increase de hoeveelheid. Hier veranderen we het in shock en hier in plasma. Laten we het eerst eens inzetten, dat klinkt goed. Scope laten we voor wat het is.
Nice one!
Oké. Modify waiver, select new target. Oh. Define intruders. Zo. Ik wil alleen nog kijken hoe ik in de security office kom. Dan. Oh. Oh, hier is hij. Daar is de key die ik moest hebben. En dan moet ik weer naar die begindeur. Deze. Wacht, ik kan beter denk ik eerst